United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first thing on the list is employee. You got employee recognition and student recognition.
Yep. We're going to try to do something every month to recognize, certain groups that are in our school system, whether they be elementary, middle, or high. So we thought this month we would spotlight fall sports, and specifically with the golf team. They are, I think they're at a golf match, or they were supposed to have one, but I have a picture of each one of them. So, with our golf team, we are very proud of all of our sports and our clubs. Our golf team, they practice on their own. They don't have a golf course to go to practice in Mountain City anymore. We don't play here. They have to travel to play. So these young men are very passionate about this game because they have to do everything on their own. So just wanted to show, we appreciate Coach Eric Crabtree. He's coached golf for a long time. And that's a team picture. The only one that's not pictured is Cameron Crowder, and there he is. He's a junior. So I'm just going to scroll through this really quick. They are a small team. Golf is usually a small team, but again, they do a great job. And their season actually starts before school starts. So they're playing before we even get in school. But they have a very short season, too. So that's just our golf team. We also have our band, and our band, is growing, and can't wait to hear how they play next Friday night at our first home football game. So there's our band, and we've got our cheerleaders for the high school. We have our high school football team, and then we have our varsity volleyball team, and I think they're playing tonight. I think they have their media night tonight. So just wanted to spotlight all of the varsity teams, and we'll get the JV in the middle school probably next month. So.
All right, thank you. Okay, next on the list, recognition of visitors and for delegations and audience participation. And we got Mr. Charlie Thompson. He wants to talk about the American Legion Boys and Girls State. You're up.
Thank you. Now, y'all may have already took action. I'm going to ask you for. I don't know. I'm not sure. But what it is, are y'all familiar with the Boys, Girls / State? The American Legion funds it. And last year we had enough money to send 3 people. But 3 signed up. Finally got 3 to sign up, 1 backed out. And so we sent two students to Tennessee Tech University for 5 days. And the Legion pays for everything except transportation. And what they do, they set up imaginary cities and counties in the state of Tennessee, and then you have to run for office, whatever you're running for, and campaign. And one of our guys said, I forget what he ran for, but he said, I got beat. He said, I didn't have $400-some. The other guy had $1,000. Typical politics. But anyway, they work to hammer out legislation and stuff, And then they have physical activities. I think they have band, the choir, different organizations come in, Supreme Court, Tennessee, DAs, police officers and stuff. And one of the requirements we ask is when one of the requirements go, you have to be in the upper 130 class. You have to be a junior, okay? Which that being in the upper 130 is kind of an accomplishment right there. But upon return to Boise State, we asked to come to the Legion, tell us about how it was, and question and answer. We have a meal for them and their parents, And before they left, me and Frank Bass went up and talked to them. And they were still hesitant. I mean, they were within days of having to go. Well, we don't know. And we done sent the money in. Once you send the money in, you can't refund it. I finally said, listen, guys, I guarantee you'll have a good time. I guarantee it. Take my word for it. So they went, and that's the first thing I asked them. We loved it. And I don't know if y'all talked to any of you or not about it, but
I went to Girls State when I was a junior. I think, Stephen, did you go to Boise State? You were supposed to go to Boise State. Yeah. So I know it is a great, great opportunity for our kids.
So it's a good program. And what I kind of like y'all to kind of recognize it like you do up here, and stuff, and get some advertisement and get the word to get some more kids interested,
Didn't it? It halted for a while because of COVID. Wasn't last year the first year it'd been
Right.
back? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what I like y'all do, just kinda give a little recognition, you know?
Do that.
Hey,
That's what we're doing now.
picture,
Yeah.
and paper stuff, and kinda promote it so we get more kids interested. And if you can do that, I appreciate it. And, I'll probably be back next month about the oratorical. Is everybody familiar with that? The oratorical contest. I'll be back next month to talk about that.
You'll get to see their little PowerPoint on
All
them.
right.
Okay. No, thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
That's interesting.
Thank you.
Okay. Next is the consent agenda. Is there anything on there we need to pull off, or any discussion on any of the items on the consent agenda?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I've got two. The one on attachment 5F that was done as an executive agreement, there's been enough discussion this afternoon that I understand our progress on the installation of that freezer and the cooler at Roan Creek, and it's supposed to be scheduled to be finished next week, so I'm okay with that. But I do have a question. On the McQueen House lease, I know we're doing it for $1. Do they still provide some services to us
They
for
do.
that? Okay.
They do.
That's all I have.
Okay.
And I'll make a motion that we approve the consent.
Okay. We have a motion to approve it as written. And do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. First and second. Call roll, please.
Mr. Holloway,
Yes.
Mr. Matheson,
Yes.
Miss Reese,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Payne.
Yes. Okay, on to item number 6 on the agenda, report of student board representative, Vanessa.
All right, so I'd just like to welcome everyone back to school. Before I started with my report, I wanted to just share a few quotes from students about how the first week of school is going and things they're looking forward to. This is just from my personal conversations with them. A couple of people said that they're glad to be back at school and see their friends, and they're excited for senior activities. And one even said, "It's not bad, my classes are much better than last year." Somebody else said they were excited for homecoming and Spirit Week. Somebody said they're excited for playing tennis and taking AP World History with Pittman. And they're looking forward to enjoying their last year at Johnson County High School. And then I'd just like to go over some important upcoming events. Firstly, as it's been mentioned, the fall sports are in full swing. The football team will play at Wilkes Central on Friday, and the first home game will be next Friday against Sullivan East. And again, golf had a match yesterday, and then volleyball is participating in their media night, and Science Hill will have their first match against them on August 22nd. And then lastly, there is no school September 1st and 4th in observance of Labor Day, and there is a class of about 15 students in the middle college program starting this year.
That's awesome.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next item, TCAP and EOC presentation.
So we wanted to share our data. We always do this when a report card comes out, and report card doesn't come out till November or December. But we do have a little bit of data we like to try to share with you when school starts back. So I'm going to turn it over to Stephen and Angie.
We just wanted to give you some highlights from the preliminary TCAP and EOC data. TCAP it's all TCAP. Even when we say EOC, that's referring to high school end of course tests. So let's dive into it. Right there you can see the chart. We just added a column for this year, the numbers as we have them right now. They could change a little bit. The state still hasn't finalized them. But this is the math success rate. So that's everything from all grades all the way up through the math subjects in high school that they test. The state average of 33.8. Our district, one of the reasons we want to highlight this, and not to cast anything in a bad light, but you know, what we once thought of as Johnson County's district, the state is now a little bit different now because of our statewide virtual school that brought, you know, last year there were 3,000 students in that alone. So when the state talks about the Johnson County School District's performance, it includes those 3,000 kids. So we wanted you, we always want to give it to you both ways. So the district performance of 18.1 in that, but if you look at just the 6 schools that are within Johnson County proper, then our average was 32.4. So you can see a substantial difference there, and below that, you can see each school. Ms. Wills, would you like to add anything?
No, we did, I will say overall, we did see, some improvement in math this year, in a couple of areas, and then, then there was, just a slight decrease at one school, and Laurel is a larger decrease, but we have to remember that Laurel's population is very, very small, and 1 or 2 students can, really change, the outcome of a lot of things, whenever, especially if you're losing, a larger 6th grade class and then a smaller, 2nd or 3rd grade class coming in, and this does include 2nd grade, we included that in this.
Right.
So, it's just really hard, that's why that you often see a larger fluctuation there.
And that's why we wanted to show you the asterisk with the district, the 32.4. That's true Johnson County students. And, when you compare it with the state, we're right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are.
And to reemphasize what Angie said too, if you look at the 2022 column and then go to the 2023, you'll see a lot of numbers that did go up.
Mm-hmm.
Even where we have lots of work left to do, and we fully acknowledge that, we can see that we did make a stride last year. Same slide, but with ELA, exact same description. So district-wide, 30.7, but if you count just the 6 schools, Doe, Laurel, Mountain City, Road Creek, Middle, and High, 33.3. We, this continues to be a point of emphasis for us. And interestingly, we did see for the most part, an improvement in math across the district last year, and we really emphasized math all year, and it was an adoption year with new standards and a new curriculum. So it certainly seems to be true. We didn't stop emphasizing literacy, far from it, but that's something that we're looking at as we go into our school improvement plan season.
And we are really looking at back to elementary principals. We were all here this afternoon, for a short time, like really focusing on what can we do to really try to make sure that we're giving appropriate feedback, to teachers to try to increase that.
We have had other preliminary data released. It's not really shareable at this time. It's embargoed, and it's all under review, so it's subject to change, and my gut is that it will be changing. But we've seen the TVOS files and the absenteeism files and all that. So in the coming months, the state will be revising those, and we look forward to presenting all of that to you when they release it later this fall. Are there any questions?
How much longer is that contract with the virtual school?
2 more years.
2 more years.
This and one more,
Yeah.
this year and next year.
2 more years. And
Did you want me to go back to that, Mr. Payne?
no,
I'm sorry.
I'm just wondering, I know I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but is it really going to be worth renewing that contract if they keep performing as they are?
That's a fair
I
question.
think if you look in the audience with the, you might get your answer there.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting a definite no if I wanted to.
Their leadership has worked with us closely, and they came up and participated in our admin and everything, so I don't wanna say anything negative, but I mean, it's definitely something that we need to look at from all angles, because there's.
And another concern, say,
It's tough.
there's nearly 3,000, if not 3,000 kids in there. If we did eliminate that, what would happen to those children?
They would probably find another partnership with a different system. Because they have to have a partnership with the system to be able to be the financial.
Or they would enroll in school in their
Yeah.
home district.
Or go homeschool or find another virtual.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we need to talk about.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks. Okay, is everyone had a chance to look at the annual agenda? I know it's in your packet. And
It's just the annual requirements that the board is required to meet every year.
Is there anything we need to add or move around on that annual agenda, or keep it as is? If you like it like it is, I'll entertain a motion to go ahead and approve it.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make the motion to approve the annual agenda.
Okay, Mr. Robinson made the motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Mr. Holloway?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Holloway, second. Call roll, please.
Mr. Holloway,
Yes.
Mr. Matheson,
Yes.
Miss Reese,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Payne,
Yes. Okay, item 9. Approve the management team for the 2023-2024 school year. You got your
Yep,
list.
And that is just a board policy requirement that we have a management team, and that's who is on the management team.
All righty. We need a motion to approve that one.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Okay, Ms. Reese made the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Holloway, second. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Holloway,
Yes.
Mr. Matheson,
Yes.
Miss Reese,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Payne,
Yes. Now, the DHA committee members for the 2023-2024 school year.
Again, this is just a board policy requirement. We are required to have DHA. That's for those students who either have zero tolerance or code of conduct infractions where they have to come in front of the disciplinary hearing board, and that's the members for the 23-24 school year.
Yeah, that's not a fun job there.
No.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve it?
Make a motion to approve.
Well,
I'll make a motion.
I think I heard her first and Holloway second.
Okay.
We'll do it that way. Is that okay?
Sure.
Works.
She's closer. Okay, call the roll, please.
Mr. Holloway,
Yes.
Mr. Matheson,
Yes.
Miss Reese,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Payne,
Yes. Now to approve the threat assessment team members for the 2023-2024 school year.
And that's a new requirement this year, and actually, you're doing the second reading tonight. We are required now to have a threat assessment team, and they had to go through certain trainings to be on this team. If you look, Homeland Security Agent is automatically on that. This is the one the county's given each, or the governor's given each county. We don't know who that person is yet. So when we
Okay.
know, they'll just fill that spot, but they have to go through the required training.
Okay. Okay, we need a motion to approve it.
I'll make the motion to approve that.
Okay. Mr. Holloway made the motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Reese seconded. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Holloway,
Yes.
Mr. Matheson,
Yes.
Miss Reese,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Payne,
Yes. Okay, 5-year plan update. Provide diverse opportunities such as the 8th grade night, homework help, parent-teacher conferences, open house, literacy night, 6th grade transition to JCMS, etc., for meaningful engagement with all families to support student success.
Yes, and this is, again, a part of your all's 5-year plan. Several schools have had open houses the past few weeks. They went very successful. Some of them had to get rescheduled from the storms from the other night. So, you know, we do try to do all kinds of diverse opportunities to have our families in the schools. And we're glad now that we can have all that back again.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty, and we've got a slew of policies on the second and final reading. I didn't count them all. They're in your packet there. But that's to approve these policies. If you wanna
Do you want me to read them all?
go for it.
Okay. Policy 1.106, Code of Ethics. State law changed the entire policy and now requires boards to notify the Tennessee Ethics Commission of the primary person responsible for administrating and enforcing their ethical standards. 1.400 is school board meetings. State law now states that board members can attend meetings electronically due to 2 additional reasons: sickness on advice of healthcare professional and inclement weather. 1.402 is notification of meetings. State law now requires notices of how individuals may provide public comments on agenda items. 1.404, appeals to and appearances before the board. State law now requires restrictions on length of comment period and length of time per speaker. 3.202, Emergency Preparedness Plan. State law now requires an incident command drill and an emergency safety bus drill. 3.204, the Threat Assessment Team. The new policy required by state law to have a threat assessment team that y'all just approved. 3.205, Security. State law now requires a policy on how to admit community members to building after school hours with someone being stationed at the doors. 4.204, Summer Instructional Programs. State law requires us to provide information on third grade summer school attendance. 4.300, Extracurricular Activities. State law requires parents or guardians to opt in before their minor child joins a school club or participates in the activities of the club. 4.403, Library Materials. State law now includes flexibility by creating a process with several tiers of review for challenged library materials. 5.106, Application and Employment. State law clarifies that districts may not hire individuals who appear on the list of perpetrators for child abuse or registry of abuse of vulnerable persons from other states now, not just Tennessee. 5.305, Family Medical Leave. State law now allows licensed employees who have been employed with the school district for at least 12 consecutive months, 6 weeks of paid leave after the birth, stillbirth, or adoption of a newly placed minor child. 5.307, Physical Assault Leave. State law clarifies that teachers will receive their full salary while on leave due to a physical assault. 5.310, Vacations and Holidays. Federal law added June 19th to the list of paid holidays. 5.600, Staff Rights and Responsibilities. State law added that teachers are required to report students who commit offenses on school property that endanger the life, health, or safety of others. 6.309, Zero Tolerance Offenses. State law added threats of mass violence punishable by 1 year expulsion. 6.314, Corporal Punishment. State law requires certain actions be taken before corporal punishment can occur. 6.4001, Student Surveys, Analysis, and Evaluations. State law requires parents or guardians to opt in before their minor child participates in non-instructional surveys, analysis, or evaluations. And finally, 6.402, Physical Examinations and Immunizations. State law requires parents/guardians the ability to opt out of health screenings conducted as part of the Coordinated School Health Program.
Okay. Anybody got any questions or comments on any of these? I got one question, 1.404.
Yes.
So now, when we have speakers that come in and sign up, we have to have in a policy the time limit, is that right?
Yes, and we do.
What is that right now?
3 minutes.
And is there a maximum amount of time?
In our policy, it's 3.
I mean, for the whole room? Because
think,
I know some boards are now saying, okay, you got 15 minutes, so we got 5 people that can do 3 minutes.
right.
Do we have that?
I don't
Because, what's the
Let me
board
see
think
how
about that?
that's-
Because if something big comes up and we got 20 people that want to speak 3 minutes on the same thing, it's going to eat it up.
You know, in the past, we've always said if you're
Yeah.
speaking on the same thing, pick a spokesman.
Yeah.
Pick one person.
Yeah.
Let's see what. The new just says there shall be a public comment period for each meeting with actionable items on the agenda, with the exception of teacher disciplinary hearings. Comments shall be limited to the topics listed on the agenda, so it's not on the agenda, they can't speak. The total public comment period shall be for no more than 15 minutes of time.
Okay.
Yeah. If the individual wishes to address the board, he shall sign up with the form provided from the beginning of the board meeting. Each speaker shall be given no more than 3 minutes.
Okay.
So,
Now, we've kind of been lax on those comments because we stuck to that. Mr. Thompson couldn't have brought up that.
right, because
Or
it's not on
state.
the agenda. But it does
Yeah.
say delegation shall select only one individual to speak if it's on the
Okay.
same topic.
So we do have a maximum of 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure we had some time limit in there. All right. Yeah, any comments, questions? Okay. All right. Anybody want to make a motion? We approve these?
I'll make the motion to approve them, second and final reading.
Okay. Mr. Robinson, need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, Ms. Reese seconded. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Holloway,
Yes.
Mr. Matheson,
Yes.
Miss Reese,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Payne,
Yes. Okay, now we got some first reading on a couple. You want to go over those?
I will. Policy 4.301-3, Public Chapter 382 modifies the Safe Stars Act, which outlines specific requirement for coaches. All of our coaches have to have specific training, whether they're a volunteer or they're a hired coach, and it just outlines all of those. And then 5.119.1, Public Chapter 425 allows more flexibility in hiring retirees to address the ongoing teacher shortage. Retired teachers can work as a substitute beyond the typical 120-day contract, and it permits retired teachers to serve as regular classroom teachers on an ongoing basis. And it just outlines what they can do. We already have the policy in place. This just outlines it for them.
Okay. Any question on those? All right, we'll read those again next month and approve them. Okay, item 15, we're going to table item 15. Actually, we I think there was an issue with that Hawkins County bid, so we're going to go, is it Oak Ridge?
Yes, Oak Ridge.
So we need to look at the Oak Ridge contract,
Okay.
and we're going to piggyback off of them so we can get a better deal on this film.
So we'll table
We're going to table it till next month.
Okay.
Item 16, approve one-year HVAC contract with Streets HVAC in an amount of $192,000 with $120 per hour labor for the Johnson County Schools kitchen, cooler, and freezer units. It's that bid is attachment 16 in your kit. If you've not had a chance to look at it.
Is that the only bid we received?
That was the only, and Leon did post the bid twice,
Okay.
and that was the only bid we received both times. We do have some ideas moving forward, maybe next year, that we'd like to discuss at board retreat with you all, but we can't do those till,
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to find HVAC people want to go into contract. Okay. If there's no questions or discussion, we'll need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve if that's the only choice we have.
I can't see any other way around it. I think the only other way would be just, if we didn't have a contract, is try and get someone every time something breaks. Now, with this contract, at least we'll be set at the top of the list and we can get someone here. Do I need we got the first. I need a second. Anybody want to second that? No second? Well, I'll second it, so we can at least vote on it. Call roll.
Mr. Holloway,
Yes.
Mr. Matheson,
Yes.
Miss Reese,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Payne,
Yes.
Don't like it, but it's a yes.
Yeah, I don't like it either, but what are we going to do?
Well, we don't have a choice, and I know that.
I know.
And we're
I know.
sort of batting around some ideas that
yeah,
I
we
pitched
have
out
some
too,
great
so.
ideas to present to you all that I think will.
I wish we could move those up, but there's no way.
Yeah.
Okay, item 17, we're going to approve the increase of the security salary schedule for the 2023, I think that's supposed to be 2024.
It is. Sorry.
Okay,
Didn't catch that.
that is a misprint. So that is the 2023 to 2024 school year. So I'm wondering if we need to make since we're changing the agenda item, do we need to make a motion to change it, or just say that whoever makes a motion to approve it needs to put that in there, that it will be for the 2023-2024 school year.
Okay.
And we can get it in one shot that way, all right?
So it's gonna be retroactive back to July the 1st.
Yes. I mean, if that's what you all want.
I think it needs to be. Well, if that's the case, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the security salary schedule for the 23-24 fiscal year, and it is to be made retroactive back to July 1.
That correction, I think.
And with the correction as noted on the agenda, correcting the agenda.
Okay. Whenever she gets that down, we'll go on and entertain a second. Okay, now we need a second.
I'll second that.
Mr. Holloway seconded. Okay, call the roll.
Mr. Holloway,
Yes.
Mr. Matheson,
I'll pass on that one.
okay, Ms. Reese,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Payne,
Yes. All righty, budget update.
Okay, we are still waiting for the approval from the state, acknowledging the 23-24 budget. And we're still closing for the year and getting our final numbers together. So right now, we're just kind of in limbo till we get that approval from the state.
Okay. Any idea when that'll be?
The 16th will be a month since I submitted it to the consultant, and I'm going to follow up with her after that.
Okay.
And I'm hoping, after we get some payroll out of the way, I plan to actually close last year and at least get us in the current year where we can look at things.
Okay.
But we'll still be on a continuing budget resolution until we get that acknowledgement back from the state.
Usually take that long.
Usually about 6 weeks. Sometimes I can call, I'm going to call and find out where we are in the line, how close they are to getting to us.
Okay. Wheels of progress turn slowly, don't they?
Well, we were a little later this year getting it submitted because of the way we had to make the dates work because of just the way the calendar fell.
Okay. All righty. And any other matters which do to come before the board for final action? It's always an item. You want me to do this next, or do you
I
want?
want you to say that for last.
Okay. Okay.
Just on my information, you have in front of you, Serena left the information for the TSBA Fall District meeting. We will have 2 bands here, so we'll be going to, I think, West Ridge High School. So that'll be on the 28th. Do you want to say we are so glad to have our students and our staff back in the schools? I love the first day of school. I love seeing the kids in the classrooms and the cafeterias, and so we do welcome everybody back. And just a reminder, all of our students get free breakfast and lunch, so we're still able to provide that. So thank you, Kathy, for that. I do want to give you a Mountain City update. Just a few pictures that shows they put gypsum board. The board has started in the old gym, and if you have a chance to go to Mountain City, you should go in and take a little tour. I know Ms. Triplett would be happy to provide you with a tour. It's amazing what they've done. They've done new openings, cut in existing masonry wall for the classroom windows. You can see those 3 cuts. That's where a classroom's going to be. There's a new room in the old gym. It's supposed to be lobby. New steel studs with blocking and bridging in the old gym. So you can see, and the classrooms are huge, which by the time you get furniture and cubbies and all that, it probably won't, but they look so massive. You got steel studs and rafters in the old gym. They've been put up. They've done a cavity, I think it's supposed to be foam insulation application on the outside, and it will be brick, so it won't look like that. The fabricated ductwork stored on site. You can just see where that is in the corner. That's the new corridor in the old gym, and that's facing the other way. It's a long hallway, and it's very, very wide, so they'll have a lot of space to walk in. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. They're still on progress, so still looking at April of 24 to be done.
Have they said what % of completion they're at now?
What was the last? I was a little late with the last meeting because I had another meeting. Do you remember, Leon? Harvey's not here. I don't. they do hope to have the new classrooms in the old gym done probably October, November. So that part will be done soon, and then it'll be moving on to the new gym.
That's good.
Just want to say in front of you, all of our employees got a little thank you when they come back to school. So each one of you have one of those in front of you. That's just saying to think positive. It's a cute little Johnson County Schools mug on behalf of you all to the staff. So, and then again, just a reminder, our next board meeting was moved to Monday, September the 18th. And then,
Okay. And I got a little message from Ron Sullivan. He wanted me to be sure and thank everybody for all the calls and the letters. I know he mentioned he got some cards. He got one from Mr. Matheson. I know he mentioned that one. There was a couple of other ones and things that he got, and all the calls and well wishes. And he's on the mend. I see him about every Sunday, and he's seems to be improving every time I see him. But hopefully we'll get him back in here. I know Norm needs, would like to have a little bit of a break. He's pulling his hair out back there.
those guys are doing a great job, and I know that they're missing Rob.
Yeah, they're hustling. And when you're a man down, it hurts. And that's where they're at. But, and I know he's on edge.
back.
He wants to come back. He'd come back tomorrow if the doctor let him, I'm afraid. I
He
think.
would. Yeah, he would.
He-
He asked, he came and saw me the other day, and for those that are watching, he is our voice of Johnson County because he does the call out saying there's no school. So they think he makes the decisions, which is, we give him a hard time about that. But when they were calling for tornadoes, he said, now, if you need me to do a call out in the morning, you just let me know. I said, oh, don't worry, we will.
Oh, yeah. Rob is a great guy. He does a lot of things behind the scene, and he works out in the community, and it just, a lot of times you don't really know what everyone does until, they're missing. So we can't wait to get him back. Okay, is there anything else? Anybody got anything? If not, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, we're adjourned.
These are just men. That's just men. And that's all.
Yeah, they started doing that. That's that,